Hey, it's Kay from Diaper Wars here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the elastic and apex on a BumGenius 4.0 diaper. So, standard BumGenius 4.0 diaper. And today what I'll be showing you is how to remove the elastic from the casings, how to put it back in and stitch it, and then how to remove the tabs and the belly apex and replace it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to start with supplies first, and what you'll need is your diaper to be repaired, or diapers if you're doing more than one, scissors, a seam ripper, a tube turner or a bodkin or a safety pin, whatever your method of pulling elastic through. You're going to need replacement elastic. The elastic in the BumGenius 4.0s is a 1/4 inch braided elastic. Then you're going to need your replacement apex. I ordered this from diapersewing-supplies.com, but you can find the Babyville brand or order from whatever your favorite supply place is. But I will link below to Diaper Sewing Supplies and to Amazon where to get a tube turner or a bodkin if you wanted to try those methods out. You'll need your sewing machine and possibly some straight pins to pin the elastic in place, and some Scotch tape to hold the apex tummy panel tummy piece to it, so that way you're not pinning into it and creating more holes in your PUL. You're also going to need, in your sewing machine, you're going to need polyester thread and a ballpoint needle so that you limit the amount of holes going into your diaper. So let's go ahead and get started. Move this stuff to the side. We've got our diaper here. We're going to open it up and turn it right side out, like so. And then you're going to find the points where the elastics are connected. And you can see, if you're curious about how it would look for your elastic, if it's popped. Let me zoom in here so you can see. You'll see that it's kind of pulled away right there from where the stitching is, and you can see the bits of elastic kind of hanging out there. So what we're going to do is I go in there with some scissors and just ever so gently cut that off, and you'll have a little bit of the seam allowance still stitched on there, but that's not a big deal. Ooh, zoom that back out. All right, and then you're going to go to the other side and do the same thing, and you're going to do that for all three of your elastic places, so both legs and the back, and you'll pull the elastic out. You can save this to measure. You can see that it is about 5.5 inches unpopped. So that is what I'm going to use to cut it at, and that gives me 5 inches after a 1/4 inch seam allowance on both sides to sew it in, and that will get it nice and back to where it needs to be. You can certainly look those measurements up online if you wanted to do it a little bit more precise than I. Or you can order your refresher kit from BumGenius, and they have pre-cut elastics for you. I went the route of ordering the supplies myself because I like to buy in bulk. And most of it I had sitting around in my office or sewing room anyways. So there we go, just pulled the elastic out, clip it off. Now for the back elastic, you come up here, flip the tabs around, get rid of your lint if you want. And once again, go in here, pull this out a little bit, like that. And cut very carefully. Make sure you pull that out some so that you can still get it out. if need be. All right, and at this point, you would take and cut your elastic pieces and and get ready to thread them through the casings again. So let's just get that together and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so now we have our elastic. This is 3/8 inch braided elastic. I like to go and bump them up just because I feel that a 1/4 inch is kind of flimsy and this will hold up just a little bit better and it fits in the casings pretty well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure out 5.5 inches and right there. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna cut two pieces for the legs. And then the back piece, we're going to measure again. It is 5.5 inches as well. We're gonna put that like so, and just set that out of the way. All right, and what I do for pulling the elastic through is I take get my tube turner ready, and now that we have this together, we're gonna go over to the sewing machine and I'm gonna show you how that I put the elastic in, and then we'll move on to the apex. Okay, now that we're here at the machine, what we're gonna do is we're going to find our tack places here at the where we removed the elastic to begin with. And what I want to do is I go in here and tack my new elastic down right where the old elastic was. Give myself just a little bit here. I do it pull side up just because it's easier to try to get that where I want it to be. And I'm actually going to hold this and scoot this out of the way a little bit. Kind of do it at an angle so that I can back a couple of times. Make sure that you're not sewing over the other part of the diaper. Clip. And there's that. Now you would repeat on the other side and at the back, and then we're going to take our tube turner here and you're going to do this, insert into the casing on the side where the elastic is, like that. And I just find that the tube turner goes a little bit quicker than pulling, oops, no, we want to do the opposite end, I'm sorry. You want to start at the opposite end and push it through to the side that you just tacked the elastic on. Like that. And then we take the other part of the tube turner and stick it through till it pokes out there. You don't have to worry about that messing with your diapers because it's going to be hidden in the elastic. We leave enough room there that it covers this up like that when it gets fed through. Okay, so you're gently going to pull this down and make sure that it goes into the casing folded nicely. It takes a moment to get it done. And you just gently pull it through until the other side. And then you undo the puller piece. There we go. Don't worry about the little thing there. It's not going to affect it because we're going to be sewing past it. And then we give it a tug, pull it out some, and then tack it down again with the pull side up. And then you may have to finesse where it fits next to the tabs under your foot. Watch your fingers. And make sure that it's under there. Back and forth a few times. I have my machine set to just the standard that it comes on to. I have a computerized brother sewing machine that I'm using right now. It's the CS8150. And so I have my stitch length to 2.5, which is pretty standard, and the width at 0.0, of course, because I'm not doing a zigzag. And there's your newly replaced elastics, like so. And so then you would just do the remaining two sides, and then you're ready to go on to the tabs. So I'm going to finish the elastic, and then I'll be back to show you how to do the tabs. Okay, we're back at the cutting mat, and we are ready to do the apex. Here's our newly replaced elastic. It's nice and springy. Both sides there. Okay, for the apex, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the tabs and we are going to start taking them off so that we can replace them with new ones. And what you're going to do, you can see there, is I am inserting it between the two layers of the tab, the seam ripper, so that I can go in there and rip the stitches. And once you get it started, switch it around to the ball side so that you don't try to rip your fabric. And just gently go around until you got that. Once you can open it up some, you can go in there and rip it this way. Once you get to the fabric portion of the tabs, be very careful so that you don't snag the material, and can go in there and quickly rip these stitches out without marring that fabric, but you can still see where the previous tabs once were. Like that. There we go. One, you can see that it's the tacky side of the thing got snagged on that fabric. It's not a big deal, especially since this is a used one and it's already got peeling anyways. We're going to set these aside and we're going to use these in a minute to create our new tabs. If you didn't buy pre-cut tabs. Now for the laundry tabs, somewhat similar, except for there is a reinforcing X stitch in the middle of these, which can kind of be a pain in the butt to get. You'll just insert your seam ripper into the side and start going at it until you can get underneath of it, and start getting rid of those stitches. You can see right there in the corners it gets to be kind of a pain. You can flip it over to the other side, break those stitches if you can, to make it easier on you and getting that exterior square ripped out. Like that. Now, if your laundry tabs and your tummy panel are in good condition and it's just your tabs are really linty and not wanting to stay and come clean, you can certainly just replace the tabs. It sometimes is best just to remove the lint from the tabs instead of replacing them. But if you can't, then we'll replace them.
So, to do this...
Okay, now that we have both of our laundry tabs removed, we are going to get our replacement apex out, and we are going to cut our pieces to match what we just removed from the diaper. So we have 1-inch hook and 1-inch loop. You can see there's quite a bit more, so that I can cut the laundry tabs as well as the tabs for the tummy. So we're going to start with the hook, and this piece is 1.5 inches long by 1 inch wide. So what we're going to do is we're just going to match that up there. You can certainly measure if you'd like. And I'm just going to cut 2 pieces of hook to that length. And then with the loop, what we're going to do is we are going to secure it on there and cut through it. And then same thing with the other piece on there and secure it. And now that we have this, we are going to match the ends up where they are flush with each other. And I'm going to take a air erasable pen and kind of mark the curve around the back. You can certainly do this by hand or by eye if you'd like, but I kind of want to just make sure that I am getting it right, like that. And then so we're just going to gently cut a curve to that, like so. I'm actually gonna cut that edge down a little bit more. Okay. Like that. And then you'll repeat it with the second one as well. So, once again, match it up. Like that. And then we have our 2 new pieces of tab. Then with your loop as well, you can see that this is slightly smaller. The original piece is 1 1/4 inches, whereas the replacement piece that I'm using is 1 inch. And we're going to cut it to be the length of the piece and cut another one like so. Okay, And we are not replacing the tummy panel on this, so this piece we'll set aside because this one is still in fairly good condition. Now, for your tabs, you're going to take them apart like so, nice and sticky, and turn them around like that. You are going to put the hook side in on the tummy and the loop side facing out like that. And then you would just start here, you would start and you would sew around and back tack, and then you would have your new piece. So we're gonna move back over to the sewing machine and we'll get these stitched on. Okay, back at the machine here, we see we've got this set up into place. Matching the ends up there. You can certainly use some tape to hold that in place if you'd like. And I'm going to put this down. Match that up there. Zoom in a little bit so you can see. And start stitching. Turn when I need to. Like that. Follow the curve of it around until you get back to the straight edge. Go forward, back tack some. And then you would trim ends like so. And then you have your, move your threads out of the way. Then you have your nice replaced piece of Apex. I always sew with the hook portion up so that I feel that I have better control and I don't get a bunch of loops like I would with it facing down. Now for the laundry tab, you're going to come in here and you're going to match it up the best that you can between where it was, especially if you cannot find 1 1/4 like I could not. Get that in there. You're going to fit it under your machine the best that you can without getting it bunched up underneath the foot. I'll trim that out a little bit for you. So, back tack, flip it around. When you go to move it, be very careful to not shift it, to not get the other pieces caught under the foot there. Forward, needle down. Again, get it out of the way. Flip it around. Again, back to where we've started. And there you are. Fresh laundry tab to stick your new tab to. Like that. And those extra holes will close back up. Some shrink smaller once you wash the diaper again. Okay, and then you would just repeat on this other side and you're set to go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, concerns, comments, please leave me a message below or message the Diaper Wars Facebook page or email me using the contact form